Being an ally of the indigenous community has not always been a smooth and easy road. It took me a full 10 years just to move past my immobilizing guilt around being a colonial human. And even after that time, I made countless mistakes, careless mistakes. I've learned along the way that it's my job to educate myself. It is not indigenous people's job to educate me. And when I see indigenous people upset and offended, it is not their job to defend why they're upset. It's my job to investigate why they are upset. This is really scary as a person that has ADHD and learning disabilities. However, I've also learned along the way that there's a lot of grace for someone like me who wears her heart on her sleeve, approaches people genuinely and authentically with love and understanding in a heart of reconciliation. Orange Shirt Day is a tough one for me. My grandmother was a dorm parent at a residential school. So there's a lot I need to reconcile just within myself in order to reconcile her hurts and her offenses. Today I decided to do some bulrush weaving. This is something my grandmother taught me. This is something she learned from her students when she worked at Norway House Residential School as a dorm parent. My grandmother also knew how to get sunscreen from the birch trees, and she had always referred to a jacket as a parka. Growing up, she would tell me all of her favorite memories of her time working at the residential school. She absolutely adored the children. She said she would hold them as they cried to sleep, missing their family. She would laugh so hard when she would remember slicing into a loaf of bread and it was hollow because she knew that the children had snuck in the night before to eat the middle of the loaf of bread because they were really hungry. She loved the children, and she was also loved by the children. She had a box of letters that she had kept. Some of the children were writing to her decades after their time at the school. She was good, and yet she was a part of something so horrendously evil. And when I think about her and her own acculturation, she absolutely would have taken away orange shirts. She absolutely would have cut off braids. She would have smacked hands and spanked bums. And although in her heart she saw it as, I want to teach these little children how to read, she was involved in taking the Indian out of the child. If she were alive today, and I was able to tell her about these atrocities, she would have such a repentant heart. And that's why I see it as my responsibility to do the reconciliation work she was unable to do. Good people do bad things when they think that their way is the only way. To hear more about my reconciliation journey, stay tuned for my next video.